You have two experiments of meter bridge. Okay, so similar instructions for both. Third will be half deflection and fourth is sonometer. That is your section A experiment. Out of these, one you have to perform. From section B, it is concave mirror, convex lens, and then what else? Prism, and last one? Very good. PN junction diode. So anyone. Now for PN junction diode, we have only two setups that you know, right? So with that, when you get the chance to do it, please quickly take the observations and move off, because you are not doing it in pairs. So one person has to do it. So that's why please respect the time requirement of the other person as well. And for activities, only 3 activities we are giving you. So only prepare for those 3. Don't worry about the rest. One is the identification of LED, resistor, capacitor, etc. from an assortment of components. Second, circuit diagram. Assemble the components of a given electrical circuit. And the third one is that lateral displacement. Okay, and for lateral displacement only one observation you have to take. Is it clear? Is it clear to everybody? Yes. Okay. Now starting with section A, one by one, all the experiments. For meter bridge experiment, first and second. What is important in the meter bridge experiment? Circuit diagram, obviously, right? And what all is must mandatory requirement in the table is first of all we are giving you the standard resistance. Standard resistance value is already mentioned, 5 ohm, 10 ohm. You don't have to ask, there is no wire that we are giving you of unknown resistance, so experiment is much simpler. Next you should know the least count and you have to write down. What is the least count of meter bridge? 0.1 centimeter. Please write down in your notebook. So when you revise, you know what all you have to do. Okay, what is the range of the resistance box that we are giving you? 0 to 10 ohm. Right? That's why you don't notice all these things. Range of the resistance box is 0 to 10 ohm. And what is the EMF that you are supposed to be using? 2 volt, not 4. Okay, again, careful. The circuit diagram. This is the unknown resistance. This is the resistance box. Right? And here is a jockey. Galvanometer. Right? What are we looking at? Now I tell you the tips for Viva over here. This is the standard resistance, unknown resistance. This is the resistance box 0 to 10 ohm. Okay? And here you connect the, यहाँ scale है. And here you connect the.
Shouldn't the resistance box and unknown resistance be?
It's alright. How does it matter? Ratio will swap. No, it's okay. It's alright. It's okay. Don't worry. Whatever you are comfortable with, do that. Ln 100 minus L. Now this is okay. Now the point of the wire where we connect the positive terminal, that is considered as 0. You remember this? This I told you while I was teaching you the experiment. The point where we connect the positive terminal for the wire, that is 0, and the other point is 100. So the length of the wire is how much? 100 centimeter, 1 meter, meter bridge. ये क्वेश्चन मैंने वाइव में पूछा था ना, मीटर ब्रिज बताइए, पता होना चाहिए. Why do we call it a meter? Okay. The ratios will be P by L is equal to RB, make it Q upon 100 minus L. तो तुम्हें P निकालना है, so Q L upon 100 minus L. That's how you will find out. When you draw the table, what are you going to draw? What all is supposed to be there in the table? Resistance, serial number. How many observations? 5. So first resistance box Q, and then L 100 minus L, nothing तो चलेगा. P will be Q L upon 100 minus L. Is this table correct? Units are not there. See, intentionally I didn't write. I wanted you to tell me. You understand? These are very fine points which segregate the best from the rest. That's what I was trying to tell you. Okay? Over that, please count of the meter bridge. Fine? Now one question which I had asked was in the Viva that how come the resistance is being compared with length? And I don't think barring one or two anybody could answer that. This is coming from where? Standard resistance value, resistivity. What is L? L, how am I getting it? By Wheatstone's bridge, P by this resistance, let's call it OP, OA and B. Okay, so ideally it should be P upon R OA is equal to Q upon R AB. That's the correct statement as per Wheatstone bridge. But how are we comparing it with length? Because resistance is equal to rho L by A. Yes or no? So for both the values, the resistance can be written as rho L upon A. Rho is constant for the entire wire, A is constant. So what is left? Understood? The rest of the parameters cancel. So this is where you can be easily trapped. Okay? One precaution here, very important, that don't press the jockey onto the wire. Reason? It will distort the wire and reduce the cross section area. Okay? So that is why we avoid doing it and gentle slide. Next question, which is again important. Why is it preferred to take the balancing point in the middle of the wire? It's a safe reading. Okay? And for that, how do we ensure that? This is supposing 5 ohm. 5 ohm is written there. It could be little less than 5. So somewhere between, let's say, 4 and 5. So what are we doing? From Q, we are taking out almost the same resistance. So it's half-half. Balancing length has to be in the middle. If you take this to be very high, the balancing point could be somewhere here, which is not right because that can introduce a lot of error in your calculation. Okay, so that is why preferably the reading balancing length to be in the center of the wire. So center not exactly, but slightly here and there, but allow just between 45 and 55. You need to be careful about that. Okay, so as soon as you connect, what are you going to check? First, the deflection on both the sides, and then after that, when you take the reading, और deflection both the side पे तुम्हारा error होने के chance किससे हैं? Resistance box में resistance ही नहीं निकाला. Connections are loose. That's the reason why you might get deflection only in one direction or no deflection at all. So make sure you take out the resistance. You will start sweating. I'm telling you. In this cold also, you will become absolutely nervous. So just keep your mind relaxed and understand the problem. Like this problem I've told you, don't take out the resistance from the resistance box. The balancing point will be where? यही जाएगा, दोनों deflection. What are you going to do? You will only get nervous. Okay, so take out one resistance, 4.2, and then see where is the balancing point. 5 readings you will take, find out the value of P, average value, calculation, and the result. Okay? Calculation of this particular on the rough column. That goes without saying. Similar to this when it is series combination. 2 resistances here. Okay? So for individual resistance, 3 readings and 3 for the combination. Right? So same process, same everything. It's just that now the setup is slightly different. And with 2 resistances here, let's say 5, 5, 10. तो यहाँ पे कितना निकालना पड़ेगा हमें? Somewhere around 9, between 9, 10, 10.5. So within that range, 9.5 to let's say 10.5. So within that range, you have to take out the resistance from here. Same 4 नहीं निकाल देना. 4 में तो पूरा point उधर चला जाएगा. Right? And thirdly, whichever resistance is high, the balancing length moves opposite to that. For example, if this is high, J will move that side. More length of the wire will be needed, no? To compensate that resistance. So, Viva question. Next experiment that you have. So, these are absolutely clear to everybody. Okay? Any doubt, please keep on asking. Now for next is half deflection. Shall I rub it or you want to write down? Writing? Okay. Because you are prepared now, so it's easy for me also to give instructions there itself. Now for half deflection, what is your aim? First your aim is to find out the galvanometer resistance. Okay? And the resistance value is about 50 ohms only. Approximately that. And next you are finding the figure of merit. Figure of merit means current upon deflection. Okay? And we don't measure current. What are we measuring? EMF. So EMF upon R plus G that you are writing, that is actually meaning current also. Ohm's law, V by R. Right? Another Viva question for you. So you have this key, resistance box. What is the range of this? क्या बताओ? Yes. Galvanometer, and then here another key, shunt, and that's the same. So range of the resistance box 0 to 10k ohm. Okay, and range of shunt 500. 0 to 500. So connect the boxes carefully. Don't connect the reverse. And when you do that, there is no going back. So this galvanometer resistance you have to find out. Right? It's easy now. For first reading, what are you going to do? Take out the resistance from the resistance box, and deflection should be 30, then 28, 26, 24, like that. Okay? How many readings? 5. Very good. So even number in the deflection. Why? Because then when deflection is made half, then it's also a whole number. Okay? That's the reason. Now next is question for you is, why are we taking out only 50 ohms from here? Why not 45? Why not 40? Just no? I just told you in the beginning. The resistance of the galvanometer is all around 50. That's why every time you take out 50 from here, the resistances will be in parallel, and when it becomes in parallel, what happens to the current? Half here and half there, and that's the reason why the deflection becomes half. Common sense question है ना? पर हमें तो आता नहीं. Okay, take note of that carefully. That the moment the two resistances are same, the individual resistance, the current becomes double. The current reduces to half, both of them branches. Earlier this was off. Now when it is on and 50 ohm, then the current gets divided, I by 2 here, I by 2 here. That's the reason why the deflection becomes half in this case. Okay, these are the questions anybody would ask in Viva. Figure of merit will be E upon R plus G theta. For any corresponding value of your observation, where you have found, because for G you are calculating for all, and then finding the value. Table क्या इसका बताओ चलो. Tell me the table. Serial number, 5 readings. Then R. Come up with theta S half theta by 2, which is what is missing? Units. So ohms, ohms and ohms. That's it. For theta you don't need to write them. Fine. So for any corresponding value, whichever you think is good enough, supposing this is the value I take, 1, 2, third value, find out the figure of merit will be E upon R plus G theta. So for only one value, you don't have to find for all. So theta will be, R will be here, G that you calculate, same corresponding values of the same set that you are taking, and theta the deflection. Okay, your choice. And what is most of the time going wrong in your figure of merit? The units are missing. What should be the unit? Ampere per division. Okay. Now Viva question from here. First I told you, why is the deflection becoming half every time I am taking out 50 ohms from here? Because the resistance of the galvanometer is nearly 50. That's why the current becomes half. So does the deflection. Another point. What should be the value of K? Should it be a good galvanometer? Should have a low value of K or high value of K? Why low? Any galvanometer is a good galvanometer if it can detect even the smallest of current. Okay, this is current per unit deflection. Low value means a low value of current also can be detected. So that is why the value is of the order of 10 raised to the minus 5. Clear to all of you? So this point you should know when you are talking about the half deflection experiment. Okay, clear to everybody? Can we move on? Next is the sonometer for section A. Sonometer, what are you supposed to do? Sorry? Find the frequency of AC mains. Where, how are we giving it the AC? What is the value of AC that you are giving it? Potential? 6 volt. With the 6 volt, when you give it, so you are only using a transformer which is stepping down the voltage. So your Viva should have the information about the transformer also when you study. Right? Input voltage is 220s and output voltage is 6 volts. Number of turns will be less or more in the output? Less. That is why the output is also less. Does the frequency change when we use the transformer? No. How can the frequency change? It's only the voltage which is changing. So write down. Don't make a mistake, please, in these kind of questions. They are all expected normal questions. Anybody will ask. So which means when you connect the two ends of the supply to the sonometer wire, it's a simple normal steel wire that we are using. The frequency remains the same, only that what is stepping down is the potential. Okay? So the wire starts vibrating. Does it vibrate when I connect it with the power supply? No. When does it start vibrating? When you put the magnet. What happens when you put the magnet? What is the direction of the two fields? Which rule? Fleming's right or left? Left hand rule. So in the left hand rule, current, central finger current, thumb force, and this is the field. Now for your magnet, if by chance the examiner comes to your setup, you should know which is the north and the south pole. Okay, you don't have to be very accurate in the direction, but at least know what is there. So direction of the field from north to south of the magnet, U-shaped magnet. Okay, and why horseshoe magnet? Because the field is concentrated in the small portion near the poles. If these are the poles, like this, the direction of the field is here. So that's why the entire wire which is placed perpendicular to it is through that field. Okay, and then with the help of Fleming's left hand rule, you can find out the direction of force, and because of this force the wire is now vibrating. Now it should only get deflected in one direction ideally, but it's vibrating, going up and down. Do you know the reason why? Because we are giving AC, and AC has reversal of cycle. Fine. In a sonometer, what is it that you need to observe? When the amplitude is maximum. And how do you do that? By putting a paper rider. So when the paper rider falls, use the paper rider very light. Otherwise you will keep struggling and the rider will never fall. It will hold on strongly to the wire. So don't do that. Make sure that the rider falls at the right time. Frequency is 1 by 2L under root T by M. What is T? Tension. How are we giving it? With the help of masses that which are hanging. What is the value of one mass? 200 grams. So 3 readings? 200, 400, 600. All the 3. Right? Now the value corresponding to each mass, tension. And M by L, you already know mass is not mass. It's a mass per unit length of the wire that is vibrating. Okay? So, and the full length of the wire. This question also I asked you. 1 meter, 1.5, whatever it is. So that full length, 143 है ना ये? 140. So 140 centimeter is the full length that we are taking. Now this value of T by M is already there on the setup. You don't have to break your head in making heavy calculation. So whatever value, let's say for 200 gram, so 200 into 0.2 into 10, let's say 2 upon mass upon L is there. If it is given in CGS, then also it's fine 200. और ये कितना हो जाएगा फिर 1000 or 980. You want to be accurate, take it as 980. And the mass per unit length already given. So this value of m square root, this value is written over there. What you have to do? With this value corresponding to each correct mass, just divide it by 2L. What is 2L? L is the resonating length. And resonating length from 200 to 600 will be somewhere between 30 and 40. So fix one bridge at 30 and move the other one. Don't move both the bridges. It gets difficult to keep track of the point where the vibration is maximum. When you move one very slowly, so your focus is one eye there and one hand on this. Otherwise you lose concentration. Okay, you lose the focus. Alright, so I am done with section A.